What's going on, everyone? This is Dylan here, and today I have a video on what was formerly known as the Duelist Advent, but over the past few days, apparently the name's gotten changed when bringing it over to the TCG. It's now going to be called Duelist Alliance. Anyway, this video is not about the name change. This video is about an overview, sort of some of the Pendulum monsters that have been announced thus far. Note, let me say that again. Thus far, this is before the TCG and or OCG imports or World Premiere TCG cards have been announced. This is just strictly based off of what we have for the OCG. Their list, no TCG exclusives or none of that. So don't comment down below in like 5 months and be like, hey, you didn't talk about blah, 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 blah. This is before then. Okay, so we're going to get started with the first one. Radiant Knight. It's actually a normal Pendulum monster, meaning it has no monster effect or pendulum effect. Its pendulum scale is 7. It is a level 4 monster, 1800 attack and 600 defense. So basically, I mean, it's a really good card just because of the pendulum scale. I mean, it's a scale of 7, so that's a really high number. It's a light monster. It's 1800 attack. You know, it's pretty good. You can use Honest with it. Yeah, it's a warrior. Not much to say about this guy. I really like the artwork of it. The next card is Foucault's Spellstone Cannon. It's a Spellcaster Pendulum, Dark Monster, level 5, with a Pendulum scale of 2, 2200 attack, 1200 defense. Its Pendulum effect is, during the end phase of the turn this card is activated, you can target one face-up spell trap card on the field and destroy that target. So pretty much when he's put into the Pendulum zone during the end phase, he gets an MST effect. Monster effect. It's simply just like the little stories that they have on normal monsters, because this is a normal Pendulum monster. As you can see here, it has the normal monster coloring. So it just has his little text down there. Really interesting artwork. I really like the effect of how it's like an MST, but the only downside is you can only use his Pendulum effect once per turn, or pretty much once the turn you summon it. Next up, we have Intermate Kaleido Scorpion. I'm probably killing that name. It's an insect pendulum light monster with an effect. It's a level 6, pendulum scale of 4, 100 attack, 2300 defense. And its pendulum effect is, light monsters you control gain 300 attack. That's pretty awesome. Monster effect. Once per turn during your main phase 1, you can target one monster you control. It can attack all special summon monsters your opponent controls once each during each battle phase this turn. That's a pretty interesting effect, seeing as how pendulum monsters and pendulum summoning is going to allow a massive just swarm the field, exceed synchro, bring out all these big powerful monsters, and they will be special summoned, you know, if you go into a synchro or a big XYZ or something like that. And with pendulum summoning, it's just going to make it that much easier to actually get out some of these cards that have been hard to get out before. And with this guy, he, like one of your bigger guys, can attack each special summon monster that your opponent has. So that's a really awesome effect. Next up is Intermate Tiptoed. That's a funny looking artwork on this card. He's an aqua water type, water attribute pendulum effect monster, level 2, pendulum scale of 3, attack 0, defense 800. Its pendulum effect is, once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field, switch its current attack and defense until the end of this turn. So I really like the part of that where you can actually use his effect once per turn, instead of like the other guy that we just talked about, where you can only use his effect during the turn he's summoned. I really like it how it's a once per turn effect. It's an okay effect. The monster effect is very similar. Once per turn during your battle phase, you can target one monster you control, change its battle position, and if you do, switch its current attack and defense until the end of this turn. Pretty cool effect. I really like the artwork. And of course, the last one we're going to talk about is the one that a lot of people have already, talked about. They've talked about this one more than the others. But there are plenty of other videos about these monsters that I've gone over. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Dragon Pendulum, Dark type, or Dark attribute. Level 7, Pendulum scale of 4, 2500 attack, and 2000 defense. This, of course, is our new Yugioh. What's the word I'm looking for here? I don't even know. This is the main character's new card. There we go. Our alias's new card. There we go. The Pendulum effect is you can only use each Pendulum effect of Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon once per turn. You take no battle damage from attacks involving a Pendulum monster you control. During your end phase, you can destroy this card, and if you do, add one Pendulum monster with 1500 attack or less from your deck to your hand. Monster effect. Any battle damage your opponent takes from attacks involving this card and opponent's monster is doubled. So it's like an instant search for any Pendulum monster, pretty much. Well, that is with less. Obviously, you can't search itself because it's got more than 1500 attack. I don't really know why you would want to search it, unless you were planning on just Pendulum summoning it next turn somehow. But you can search out any other Pendulum monster with 1500 or less attack. That's a really cool, I'm gonna be serious with you guys. That's a really awesome effect, for it's one of the better Pendulum monsters that we have, available upon once the Pendulums actually come out. I'm not gonna talk about any of the cards in the starter deck for the Pendulum monsters. You can go check that out. I have the link down in the description. This video is strictly for the Pendulum monsters that have been announced for the Duelist Alliance. Strictly before, and I said this one more time, this is before the TCG exclusives or OCG imports have been announced or revealed. So, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you really liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much for subscribing. I'm really getting close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. With just a few more, I can reach it. And it's been an awesome journey thus far. And I really am dedicating myself a lot more to my channel. Hopefully you guys have noticed. If you have, thumbs up the video. It'll really help me out a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.